If you're looking for the best hose timer, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have one Orbit B-Hyve Smart Faucet Timer. The idea of saying Alexa, turn on the water is highly appealing on those 100-degree days. And now it's actually possible. Either using the B-Hyve app or via an Amazon Echo, you can control your watering from inside or even from far away from home. WeatherSense technology will adjust your controller to deliver the right amount of water to your plants when they need them. It bases its conditions off of live weather feeds, historical records, and the site conditions to ensure they get exactly what you want them to get. A built-in flow meter allows you to track your water usage, so you can be water smart as well. By adding additional smart timers, you can create multiple zones in your yard. The Wi-Fi hub that comes with this model is good for all of them, and it's easy to set it up and get it operational. Just be aware, this model's only for use in North America. They have international versions of it available abroad. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Homitt Programmable Water Timer. With an extremely wide range of watering settings, this Homitt single-valve model can do pretty much anything. If you have succulents, the most infrequent setting it allows is a single watering every 15 days, a great level for low-water plants. A child lock prevents unintended triggering by kids or pets, and it has a manual setting and a rain delay as well. You can set your exact duration of watering in minutes and seconds. Plus, you can trigger multiple waterings a day or space them out over time. Only 2 AA batteries are required to keep it functional for up to 6 months. After 30 seconds of idle time, the screen goes into a power reduction mode so that you aren't wasting battery power. Because of its wide variety of functionality, this definitely deserves a place in your garden. The number 3 position is held by Gideon Dual Valve Water Timer. 2 separate valves with lots of flexibility is what this Gideon model provides you. Customize each hose with its own watering duration and frequency to optimize for your garden's needs. A swivel coupling makes it easy to attach to your water source. Its large, easy-to-read LCD screen will reveal when your next watering cycle will begin, or the remaining time on your current watering cycle. Each cycle can be set for up to 240 minutes and as many times a day as you'd prefer. You can also skip hours to days of watering if rain threatens, as it's easy to pause the scheduled cycles. Want to go manual? Push the manual button and set your watering session duration, and it will shut off at the desired time. Next at number 4, we have Orbit 3-Outlet Digital Watering Timer. This 3-outlet Orbit timer includes 2 programmable valves and 1 bypass or manual valve. You can set a schedule for 2 zones, letting them self-water. In the meantime, your 3rd outlet allows you freedom to use your hose for potted plants without interrupting your regular watering cycle. There's a rain delay built in to conserve water, and it's powered by a pair of AA batteries. Fully waterproof, it'll handle the weather and sunlight like a champ. The oversized dial is easy to use to set your timer, and the digital display is large enough to read from a few feet away. Set a specific time or day to water your lawn or raised beds without going outside. The number 5 position is held by Milner Aquatimer 4-Zone Digital Timer. If you've got a lot of zones in need of watering, this Milner Aquatimer is for you. 4 different valves allow you to schedule your watering separately for each zone. You can set them for anything from 1 minute to 6 hours of watering time. In addition, you can water as often as hourly or as infrequently as once per week. This system works perfectly with sprinklers, drip systems, or soaker hoses. If it rains, you can set a rain delay that will skip watering for up to 7 days, then resume its normal schedule. A manual watering option allows you access to your hoses without need of reprogramming. This isn't as tech-savvy as the prior 4-zone controller we'd reviewed, but it's more reliable in the long term. Just set it and let it go. It'll handle everything on its own. The number 6 position is dominated by Instapark Auto-Shutoff Mechanical Water Timer. Set this mechanical hose timer and walk away as it runs your hose for you. Unlike a digital hose timer, this mechanical unit will need to be started by hand for each use. However, you can put your sprinkler on the lawn or hook it to your drip system. Walk over, turn the dial, and walk away. It'll automatically turn off when it's finished the watering time you set it to, up to 120 minutes later. Just remember, a mechanical unit is great for someone who's home to turn the dial. But it isn't going to work while you're out of town. You'll need a digital unit for preset times when you can't be there. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Raindrop Analog 3-Dial Water Timer. Raindrop's hose timer is actually an older style of timer, but it's still good. Half manual, half automatic, it is designed to be set for the first time at the time that you want your garden to be consistently watered at. As an example, if you want your garden to be watered at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. every day, you need to set it for a 12-hour cycle at either 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. the first time. It will then run every 12 hours thereafter. You can turn on a rain delay or a manual override without changing your settings. It does require batteries, but it comes equipped with a very visible low battery light that you can easily see. There's no LED screen on this model, nor buttons to push. While it's not completely covered with a faceplate like LED models, it's both waterproof and rainproof, so can survive outdoors. All in all, for a very basic model, you can't go wrong with this one. The number 8 position is held by Orbit 62034 Mechanical Watering Hose Timer. Next is the Mechanical Water Timer for the Orbit. Another nice Orbit offering. This one is a little less technical than the previous one. It's always quite successful and user-friendly though. Unlike the previous Orbit watering timer, this one does not require batteries to operate. In this way, the architecture shifts a number in one step. There is still no technical dimension without batteries. There is no computer to transmit the details, but the settings are operated by a mechanical knob. This dial is simpler to use, but others would use a wireless GUI. Another major distinction lies in how long you will use this to drink. This mechanical timer will hold the water flowing between around 15 minutes and 2 hours. It is slightly cheaper than other items, but it is ideal for tiny beds and lawns in the greenhouse. This timepiece is also built to be very sturdy and reliable. There is no battery or electric fuel, but of course, you don't have to think about exposure to water. All in all, if you have a small garden and are just testing the waters with timers, this seems like a good product to use. Next at number 9, we have Rainbird Professional Hose Timer. Meant for use with hose and sprinklers, drip irrigation systems, or soaker hoses, the Rainbird Hose Timer is a solid unit. Still, I both like and dislike it. I like it because it can handle up to 5 impact sprinklers chained in sequence, which means that for complete coverage of your lawn, you have a serious option. I also like that it shows when its next watering cycle is scheduled, and that it's easy to program. What I don't like is that in many ways, Rainbird's system seems like overkill for most. They offer up to 6 hours of watering time, and you can schedule a watering sequence up to twice per day. I just can't see any reason to water for 6 hours straight for the average home gardener. I suppose it would be useful for someone who's running a misting system to cool down their patio or backyard gazebo, but most of the time, you'd be there when it was running, making the timer unnecessary. If you have a Rainbird irrigation system setup, this definitely will fit with your components. And it's a good unit, even if it has overkill level settings. It's just not my pick for the best hose timer overall. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Orbit Mechanical Water Hose Timer. Like the Instapark model, the Orbit Hose Timer works like an egg timer. Turn the dial to the time, want it to water, and simply walk away. It'll turn the water off when it's done. This means that also like the Instapark, you have to be home to start it. But for a basic model which frees you up for other tasks, this is a great little unit. The only reason I rate it lower than the Instapark is because it doesn't look as streamlined. Otherwise, it's nearly identical in function. That's all for today. We upload product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.